everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. And today we're going to be talking about my labor and delivery story with my second son, Noah. So to start off, he was born November 11, 2016. And that's my mom's birthday, by the way. I think it's kind of ironic. It's cool, you know? My due date was November 22nd, I believe. My original due date was November 22nd. And then my dad said that, well, my mom and my dad were coming down. My dad was going to come down for a football game on November 6th at the Charger Stadium. I told them that I wanted them to be here when I gave birth to my son Noah. And so I knew I was going to have a C-section. So I pretty much just asked my doctor if I can do it as early as possible. And he said he'll only do a week before my actual due date. So 49 weeks, which would be the November 14th, I believe. Yeah, and then the due date's was now November 14th. So go back down to November 10th, okay? It was a Friday. I had just had my last prenatal appointment and I was just so exhausted. I was so tired. I literally was not wanting to do anything. Like, of course I wanted to get out of the house because I never do anything really. So I was like, okay, you know what, let's just get out. But then when I'm out, I'm tired. I just want to come back home, you know? Like, so we went to, I think, like Target or Albertsons or Walmart or something. I was just so exhausted. I wanted to come home. And I knew that, like, my body could not go through this another day. I knew that I was going to either give birth later that night or the next day. Really. Yeah, really. You're so cute. So yeah, and then later that night, November 10th, I was laying on the bed and I was just in so much pain. I was having contractions, which I thought was Braxton Hicks, but I guess not. And then I heard my boyfriend and his mom arguing outside in the living room about Hillary and Trump, some stupid stuff, and then because they both like one and the other, I don't know. And then so they're arguing about that, and I remember just sitting there for an hour like, oh my god, like shut up, I'm in pain, I'm having Braxton Hicks contractions really, now that I know. And then so I was like, you know what, forget this. So I came to the room, I said, I know for sure I'm gonna go into labor tonight or tomorrow, I know it. So I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and I woke up around like 5:30, and then I knew, I was like, you know what, today's the day. I know today's the day. So I might as well just make my mom's little birthday pretzels that I was making her before I know I can't make it anymore. So I started making it, and then during the end of making it, I started having contractions, like really, not really bad, but started having them, you know, like to where I'd stop and just be like, whoa, like let me catch my breath. Then I remember I came into the room and I woke James up and I said, I'm having contractions. I don't know if I'm in labor or not, really. Like, I feel like I am, but I don't know if I am. And then he's like, okay, we'll just wait an hour and see how, you know, the contractions are. I was like, alright, fine. And so I called my mom and my dad, and they're already on their way from Oklahoma. They're like in New Mexico at this point or something, or Arizona, I forget, but they're around there. And then my mom was saying, oh, well, what's going on? I said, well, I'm making you your birthday present, well, one of them. And then she said, no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, no, I want to. And then she's like, well, what else is going on? I was like, I think I'm having contractions. And she was like, really? Well, how far apart are they? And this and that. And then I'm like, well, they're like this, they're like that. And then the second I said that, my dad jumps in. Okay, pause. My dad's an RT, respiratory therapist, and I know that doesn't really have much to do with labor and delivery and birth and stuff, but he's had 5 kids and stuff also. But he was like, you need to go to the hospital immediately, go now. And I was like, okay. So I was like, alright, I love you, bye. So I hung up, and then I was like, I don't know if it's that big of a deal. Like, I trust my dad, but then again, I don't know, you know. So I downloaded the app on my phone to the contraction thing, counts your contractions. And then so I did it, and then it was literally like, I had like 6 contractions within 10 minutes or something. I don't know, but they were like a minute and 30 seconds apart, not apart, long. And then right after the 6th time of me pressing start and stop, it said, go to the hospital now. That's what it said, literally. I was like, last time I had that app for my first son, it never said that, because I was driving from here to Orange County, because everything was in Orange County. So like I had the whole time stopping, going of contractions, and it never once said that. And so with Noah, it said go to the hospital now. I was like, what the? Alright, well this is serious then. Like, so I go to the hospital, and then I walk up and I'm like, hey, I think I might be in labor. And she's like, you think? I said, well yeah, like, I know what this feeling feels like because my first son, but like, I don't know if I'm wrong. Like, I get embarrassed easy, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, you know? And then she was like, okay, alright, come on, let's take you back to the, what's it called? The place where they check you and stuff. So I was like, alright. She lets me go to the bathroom. She takes a pee sample or something and sees that there's like a little bit of blood in it, I believe. Yeah, a little bit of blood in it. And then, well, my water didn't break, so she didn't test me for that. What else? Then she hooked me up with those things on my belly where you can hear the heartbeat and the contractions and stuff like that, like film or whatever, you know. Then she was like, alright, well, she asked me all these questions over and over again, and I'm all answering, and she leaves the room, and then another nurse comes in, and then she asks me all these questions, the same ones over and over again. I'm like, okay, yeah, and then she like was like, alright, well, here, let me check you. I was like, okay, fine. I was thinking I was going to be like a 1 or 2, like I was with Nicholas when I went into labor. And they kept me at 2, by the way. Anyways, with Noah, she put her hand in, and she literally was like, excuse my language, okay? She literally said, oh shit, you're 6. I was like, what? No way. I mean, I knew they hurt, but they didn't hurt that bad. Like, I don't know, you know? And then she was like, yeah, you're 6. She's like, I think that you're going to be ready to push in an hour. And then I was like, push? Because to me, I had no option, you know? She's like, yeah, push. I was like, well, I had a C-section not even 2 years ago. And then she was like, well, here at this hospital, we give you the right to choose. Do you want a VBAC or do you want repeat C-section? And then I was like, I don't know, like, I really want to push, but my doctor said he was going to be 10 pounds. And then she was like, okay, well then maybe it's best that we just go for a C-section. And I was like, alright. She's like, alright, I'll be right back. And then like 15 minutes later she came back and she said, sorry, I'm making sure it's still recording. And then she was like, okay, in an hour you are definitely going to go have your C-section. They're operating on someone right now, and then we're going to move you back as soon as possible. I said, oh my god. Alright, okay. And then I was like literally scared. I was so scared. Because with Nicholas, I was pushing and pushing for like 3.5 hours. Nothing. James is calling me. Hold on. Alright, love you. Alright, bye. Okay, anyways, like I was saying, I was pushing for like 3.5 hours, and then his heart rate started dropping or something, and his oxygen was dropping. I don't know, I forget. I was just focused on pushing and getting him out, okay? And literally nothing was happening. I heard the doctor say something, but I didn't, okay, I heard him say it, but I didn't hear what he said. Do you understand? Like, and then I looked over at James, and then I looked over at my sister, and I looked over at his sister again, and I saw that they all started crying, and I was like, what? Why are they crying? And I look over to my left, and I see all these doctors and nurses, like a whole bunch, and I was like, what the? And then I was like, this is weird. Like, what's going on? Like, I was so scared. And I looked back over at James, and I see him across the room just praying. I was like, what just happened. And then he was like, you're going into C-section, emergency C-section. He immediately started cutting me open to where I felt it. I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I feel this. And then I was like literally crying, like looking up at James, because he came back obviously. I was looking back up at him like, ow, and like, this really hurts. And then the doctor looked at him and said, I'm sorry, man. And then gave me a whole bunch of white stuff in my IV that made me knocked out like this, because I guess I was also trying to grab the doctor's arms from cutting me open because I felt it. But anyways, sorry, back to Noah's story. I was so scared that I was gonna feel it again. I told them like over and over again, like, please just numb me so much that I don't feel this. I am scared shitless. And they're like, okay. And then the nurse came up to me when I had to get the spinal in my back, and then sorry, I'm like gonna cry. The nurse was standing in front of me. She said, lean your head on my shoulder, so I did. And then I literally was so scared and I was crying. I grabbed onto her hips and I squeezed so tight. I was like crying, like, and at that moment I was so scared but so comforted at the same time. Like, you know, like when you're a kid and you want nothing but your mom or your dad, and when you're in their arms you feel like safe, like, or not even your moms and your dad, but mainly them, you know, like whoever you look up to as like a parent figure in your life, you know, like that's how I felt at that moment, but so scared at the same time. And then the anesthesiologist, he gave me the spinal, and then they laid me down, and then he's like, I was like looking for James, like it was 30 minutes went by and James still wasn't in the room. I was like scared, like shaking, and then he was like, hey, I'm gonna pinch you with this tool, tell me if you feel it or if it hurts. And I was like, okay. So he pinched me on my shoulder, I don't know why, but he pinched me on my shoulder, and then I was like, no, that doesn't hurt. And he does it again and again and again, harder and harder each time. I'm like, no, that doesn't hurt. And he's like, dang, you got a high tolerance, pain tolerance. I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm still scared. And he's like, I know. And then James walks in, and then maybe he was already in, I forget. But yeah, then I remember they're like, okay, we're gonna go, we're gonna cut you open. I was like so scared, I was like shaking, and then he started doing it and I didn't feel nothing. I was like, what the? I just felt like my bottom half going like this a little when he started like digging in there, you know, pulling this back, pulling that back. I didn't see it, I just felt it. I felt tugging, and seriously, it was such a relief when it didn't hurt anymore. Like, not hurt anymore, but like when I knew it wasn't hurting. It didn't hurt at all. I remember I was just like, the anesthesiologist and all the nurses were like talking to each other, just laughing. And then they're over here asking me all these questions, and then I'm like laughing along with them and stuff. Like, I didn't think I was ever gonna do that. I didn't think I was ever gonna do that. I didn't think it was gonna be that easy. Like, it didn't hurt, you know. And then I was like, all right, well, my son's about to be here, you know. And then they pulled him out, and then they're like, he's here, and then a big healthy boy or something, I forget. And then they put him down on the thing, and then James immediately walks over to him, starts taking pictures, and then I look over, and I'm like just looking at him like, that's my son. Like, I never thought I can love anyone more than I love Nicholas. But then when I saw Noah, like, I saw him and like I loved him, you know, but it wasn't there yet that I loved him as much as Nicholas. Like, wait for it, I love you, okay, wait for it. But then like when the nurse brought him and put him on my chest, I immediately loved him just as much. Like, I never got to experience that with Nicholas. Like, he was gone for 8 hours and I couldn't see him for 8 hours. So like, you can say that that bond wasn't there at that moment, but the second I like was crying, I was crying and crying until I can see Nicholas, you know. And then finally, the second I saw him in the NICU, I fell in love. Like, and the same with Noah. Like, the second he was on my chest, I fell in love, and there was that instant bond. And then I was like, I don't know your name yet. And then they took me to the recovery room after a little bit, and then the nurse was like, do you have a name yet? And then I was like, yeah, Bentley Aiden. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I love that name. I was like, I know, me too. And then when I went to the room later, no. About 15 minutes later of being inside the recovery room, I was like, no, that's not your name. Your name's Noah. I don't know your Noah Aiden, I think. Yeah, Noah Aiden is what I said. And she's like, okay, are you sure this is his name? She's like, are you gonna change it again? I was like, I don't think so. And then later that day, I called my mom when I got back out of the recovery room into my regular room. And then I was like, he's here. She's like, oh my god, on my birthday, blah, 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 blah. And then she's like, what's his name? I said, Noah Aiden. She's like, you should name him Noah James. I was like, alright, I'll think about it. I hung up, I told James. He's like, yeah, I really like that. I said, I really like it too. So his name is Noah James Constantino. Hey. Yeah, and he was born November 11th. He was born at 10:47 a.m. in the morning, obviously. He was 8 pounds, 10 ounces, and he was 20 inches, point something, I don't know. I could have sworn they said 20, I could have sworn they said 21 inches, but James swears up and down they said 20 inches, so I was like, whatever, you know? But yeah, that was pretty much my labor and delivery story. It's crazy how fast that went compared to Nicholas. Like, I know you can't be comparing stuff and, you know, between your kids, because when they get older it's like but you know, it was just crazy that Noah was born within 2.5 hours of me even being at the hospital, and Nicholas, I was in labor for 36 hours. 36 hours, I think, or 34. But yeah, it was just crazy. He is 9 months old now. I know I'm making this video really late, but you know, I was depressed for the longest time to be able. I was scared to post videos and hear what people would say about me, and then, you know, yeah. But I don't care now. Like, go ahead, say whatever you want to say. But he's 9 months. He is healthy. He's doing really good. And I will show him to you guys after I show you my C-section scar, because why not, you know? Alright, well, yeah, here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have gum in my hand, sorry. But yeah, he's healthy. He's 9 months. He's a perfect little baby. He might stay up late, even though I try putting him to sleep, and he will just scream and scream. He knows what I'm talking about him. Alright, I'm going to show you guys him, okay? Alright. He just woke up from his nap, so that's why he's still naked. That's why he's still naked. It's really hot in this apartment, let me tell you. It's super hot. Okay, here he is. This is Noah James. Noah, look, look. Hi. Hi, baby. Come on, show me your dimples. Show me some dimples. Dimples, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah. This is my baby. I love him so much. I love Nicholas so much, too. Nico, come here. So, this is my son, Nicholas. He's 2 years old. This is Noah, obviously. He's 9 months, he's 2 years old. I tried giving him a mohawk earlier, but it just didn't work. Look at that 5-head dope. I love you. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Okay, well, he doesn't love me. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the bell if you guys want. You don't have to, whatever. Don't forget to like and comment. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. Say bye. Say bye, Noah. Say bye, Noah. Bye, Noah. Say bye, guys. See you guys later. Bye. Alright, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Go.
Say bye. Say bye.
Let's see.
We'll see you.